The idea of today's episode is to celebrate the achievements that together we have built a membership community at clickmillionaires.com of over 2,000 members. People who are interested, adults who are serious about making money online, not get-rich-quick nonsense, but intelligent folks who, well, may not be experienced in internet marketing or maybe haven't built websites before. But that doesn't mean that you have to miss out on the internet revolution, and I'm here to help you. In fact, I spent years in Silicon Valley, years in Hollywood, years in New York, soaking up all the finance and technology and marketing and all the different copywriting and design and all the different pieces that go into being a successful internet entrepreneur. And these days I'm lucky enough to be able to share them with you full time. And that's what we do at clickmillionaires.com and what we're doing here today. And we're going to keep doing that online and in the studio here today, and I want to help you out as much as I can. So if you're watching me right now at clickmillionaires.com, well, please come into the chat room. The chat room you can find down at the bottom of the home page, or you can go into any of the discussion pages, interior pages at clickmillionaires.com, and click on the little buttons in the lower right-hand corner. Make sure that you're online, of course, and then click on the little buttons to pop up the chat room, and that's how you can talk to me. Or you can call in and you can listen live. I guess we're probably not going to be able to take callers right now, I'm thinking. We've got enough of you in the chat room, and so many people have written in already. I think we're probably good without the callers. But those of you listening live on Blog Talk Radio, please come on over and join us at clickmillionaires.com in the chat room. Be happy to have you there with us. All right, so who is with us today? It looks like quite a crowd. I appreciate you all showing up. And like I said, it's not just showing up today, it's about building something together, and we've been building this for a while. Now, let me just, having a trick here, trying to get the podcast running. I sure hope this is still working. It looks like we're still connected. And of course, it doesn't want to cooperate. Give me 1 second, folks. And all right, so here we are. So today I have a bunch of announcements for you, but first I want to say hello and give a shout out to everybody who's here with us. There's dozens of you in the chat room and more on the way, I guess. Word is going out on Twitter and Facebook as we speak, of course, to make a big deal because we're having a party today. In fact, I have a bunch of presents for you. I do. I really do. And everybody who's in the chat room today is going to get a prize, all right? So stick around. I want to have you here. I want to thank you for being part of this. And everybody is going to get a prize. So I'll get to that in a minute. I've got several other cool announcements about things that we're doing at clickmillionaires.com. And I think I better slow down. I'm talking a little bit too fast, aren't I? So, all right, well, let me say hello to Kathy and Charles and Connie and David and Fred and Jeff and Jim and Kevin and Lori and Nigel and Sally and Sheila and a whole bunch of other folks. Thank you all for being here, and I appreciate your participating in the chat room. Now, the agenda today, as usual with these video office hours, is that I'll be taking questions live, and those are questions, well, from you, but we're also going to intersperse it with a couple big announcements that I have, and by the way, you can get some hints about those if you go look at the homepage at clickmillionaires.com right now. Some announcements for that, where I'm going to give away as many prizes as I can in the next hour, and I want to invite you to participate in a few things. And while you're doing this also, please go out on Twitter or Facebook or Google Plus or wherever you're active and see if you can bring in some more folks to join our community. Now, the big question here, well, let me first show you some of the prizes. I know that's what's really going to be on your mind. Everybody's going to get a prize. The prizes that I have right at hand are literally, of course, well, my books. Now, I know a lot of you may have read 1 or 2 of my books, but not all of you have read all 3 of my books, and that's okay. I'm not offended. It's a lot of reading. Believe me, it was a lot of writing. But all 3 of these books have value to you, and I'm going to be giving away. I realized in my closet I have stacks of books that I could give away, and I thought, well, who better to give them to than our ClickMillionaires.com members, especially the people who show up and participate in these events that are helping making our community grow. And that's you guys. So, Click Millionaires, this is the new one, right? This is the one most of you have read that brought you to the forum. My first book, though, Internet Riches, if you haven't read this, I'm going to be giving those away. And then this one was kind of overlooked a little bit, E-Riches 2.0. This is a marketing book about social media marketing, and it's a couple years old, but it still is full of lessons I think could be useful to you. And we have the Click Millionaires Idea Journals. These are super cool moleskin type notebooks. Now I'm going to be mailing these out to you guys for participating here. And I'll tell you how to get these in a minute. And by the way, if you're not in the U.S., which I know a bunch of you aren't, I'm afraid it just gets cost prohibitive to ship them overseas. So we've got some other prizes for you that are downloads, okay? So stay tuned here for a moment, and I'll tell you how to get those if you don't have all 3 of them already. And I also want to, let's see, what else? I want to do some thank yous, okay? Let me do a quick why and thank yous, and then we'll get to questions. First of all, why are we doing this? We are doing this because I think you have the potential to do something. I don't know what it is, but it's something important, and it's something that only you can do. I think you have a calling, and that the internet can help you find that calling and share it with the world. Now, this calling might be something small, a hobby, a part-time interest, a little niche that you may not even think is important, but I think it might be a way to help other people. Or it might be something big. For all I know, you're a world-changing, Nobel Prize-winning entrepreneur just waiting to happen. Well, I'd like to help you too, of course, as would all of our other members, especially the people in the chat room right now and those of you who are listening later in the podcast. Together, we're building something here that can help other people. And if you've read Click Millionaires, you know the #1 rule I have for lifestyle business design is help other people. That's how you win. That's how you win. Why else are we here? And we can get into some philosophical discussion some other time in the forum. But if you're not here to help other people, I'm not sure what you're doing. So I would look at a way to helping other people. And if that makes you money along the way, fantastic. And you know what you do with that money? Well, you reinvest it in your own success, in your community, in your family, and you help create more entrepreneurs who can help change the world. That's what I do every darn day. And I hope you'll join me. And in fact, those of you who are listening, well, you've already joined me, so I'm preaching to the choir. So thanks for being here. Now, I particularly want to thank, since we're now at over 2,000 members, I want to thank our moderators. We've had a bunch of people who've helped, and I have a big team, but I particularly want to thank Kat and Sheila and Kevin, who are our most active moderators these days, Tracy, who's more behind the scenes, Barb and Connie and Jackie, and Sabrina. We've got a bunch of folks, and that's not even counting the folks at the many outsourced agencies that we use to do design and things like that. So thank you to all of you, and everybody who's in the chat room right now, please, would you please say hello to each other and thank each other for being here, because showing up is what makes a difference. So thanks for showing up. And by the way, I should say, a lot of you are here in the middle of the night. I know this, right? I know, for example, David. David, it's, let's see, it's about almost 11 o'clock at night in the UK, so thanks for being here. And I think the award goes to our friend Jim. Jim is in Thailand and has gotten up at 4:30 in the morning to join us. So hooray for Jim. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for being here. And thanks for being part of what we're building here. Now, let's get on with some of the business. Sorry, one more thank you. Community Stars. Every month we give awards to the people who are the most friendly and the most helpful. And a lot of you folks who are here, like Sally, I see, Kevin, and Charles, I think you've won one, and if you haven't, you probably will soon. These are folks who've been in the forum a lot, helping other people. Those folks deserve your time and attention, and will you please, the thing you can do to help me is to help each other. Because I can't be everywhere. There's only one of me, right? And I'm not that smart, and I don't have that many fingers. I can't type that fast, all right? But I built a forum so you can help each other, and together we can make something bigger. I always get this wrong. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. But I need your help, so help each other, tell your friends, and so on. All right. Next, I want to talk about the special offer that's going on the homepage, and then I'm going to tell us 2 offers on the homepage, and then we'll get to the prizes. And by the way, we got to take some questions too, right? But first, let me just check in the chat room. I know a lot of you were here and you showed up. Wow, okay, busy here. Let me just scan this, see if I missed anything big. It looks like you can see me and hear me. I always appreciate the sound check, guys. Thanks very much. There's Nigel, another gentleman from the United Kingdom. Laurie from New York. Great. Thank you, Sheila, for helping out directing people to the video. Yes, if you're missing, let me say again, the chat room is in the lower corner of the browser window down there. If you're watching me on the video, it's down there, and you can pop up the chat room and participate. And we'd love to hear from you. If you're listening later in the replays, well, come to clickmillionaires.com and sign up. In fact, you can use the special code podcast, and we'll let you in. The forum is free, but we have a bunch of quiz-style questions to prevent spammers and folks getting in. You know, a lot of people complain about how difficult it is to sign up for clickmillionaires.com, but that's because you wouldn't believe how many spammers we block every day who are trying to get in and harass you guys. I don't want them harassing you. It's a pitch-free zone. I want us to be able to talk, okay? And that's why the sign-up process is such a pain, and I apologize for that. But if you're listening to this later, use the special code PODCAST, and we'll let you in because we know that you're paying attention here. All right. And Lori and Fred. Hey, Fred. And let's see, Kathy and Karen and Sheila. Okay, great, great, great. Yes, thank you. All right, so now I want to talk quickly about the 2 offers we have, and we'll visit this again. But if you're, like I said, you can go look on the homepage right now. I'm so thrilled to have 2,000 of you together with me doing this. So I tried to think of something special that we could do, something that would be a win-win, or maybe even a win-win-win, and that's what I think I came up with. I would like your help to spread the message of Click Millionaires as part of this celebration by doing something for me, for your friends, and for charity all at once. And to do that is simple. All you have to do is inspire me to give away money. I've committed I'm going to give away at least $1,000. $1,000 at least. And there's no upper limit on this offer. I'm giving away $1,000, and I want you to tell me where to send the check. What I mean by that is I'm going to give away $5 for every copy of Click Millionaires that you guys buy this week to give to your friends. You probably already have the book, right? And if you don't, well, buy it for yourself or buy an extra, you know, one for the office. I don't know. And I want you to do that to help spread the message. But I'm literally going to lose money on every sale. I'm not doing this to make money. I know it sounds self-promotional. I guess it is to a certain extent. But I'm going to give $5 for every copy that you buy at Amazon.com this week. And this is detailed on my blog on clickmillionaires.com. And for those of you listening in the podcast later, do it this week or early next week. I think we'll run it till Monday or something like that. I'll give $5. All you have to do is go to Amazon.com, buy a copy. In fact, buy 5 copies, buy 10 copies. If you buy 10 copies, I'll give $50 to one of 3 charities. And like I said, I'm losing money on this, but I think it's a win-win-win because it means that the message gets out wider, you get to help some of your friends, and we'll give money to charity. That's a good thing, right? And it costs me money, but I'm happy to do it because I think you have friends who need this help, right? One of our problems, our Achilles heel with Click Millionaires, is that people don't tell their friends that much because it's kind of personal, especially like you're not going to go into your job and say, hey, I've got a great idea for a new online business, right? Because your boss is going to hear you, right? So we tend to keep it to ourselves. So the solution for that, buy the book as a gift. Give it to as many people as you can. And I'll give $5 per copy, which is far more than I make per copy, all right? I'm not making money on this. I want you to help other people understand how the world has changed. The internet can change things for you. So $5 a piece, and there's 3 charities. You can go read about them on the blog post. I'll tell you who they are later. We'll talk about the charities. And then I will, if you send me, email us to the address that's in that blog post, the receipt that you get from Amazon, then I'll send $5 per copy, okay? And this is unlimited. If you buy 100 copies, I will send $500. I'm not kidding, okay? I want to do this. I want to help. And I'm thinking maybe this will help us help each other, help your friends, and help the charity too, if that makes sense, all right? So can you just let me know if that made sense? I'm talking kind of fast here. And in the chat room, I've been talking for a while here. I want to make sure you're all saying hi to each other, which is super. But just let me know that you're still listening to me too. Or I can repeat that if you'd like. Of course, the blog post is the best place to find out about that. There's another good offer on the homepage, too, that I'd like you to check out that you're all eligible for. And we're going to give prizes to everyone who's here. In a minute here, I'll start telling you how to do that. So let's take some questions. Sorry for all that sort of promo-y stuff, but I wanted to make this a party. I wanted to make it exciting. So there's prizes coming. There's money flying around. Let's take some questions. We've got people from all over the world all smiling at each other. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a chat room with that many smiley faces in it. All those emoticons. Everybody smiling at each other. You know, one of the sub-slogans for clickmillionaires.com is that it's the friendliest coaching forum on the internet. Friendliest. There's lots of adjectives I could have picked, but I really tried for friendliest because I've been in so many forums where people are kind of, snooty, you know, and they expect you to know stuff already, or they jump on people who don't get it, or who maybe say something the wrong way or something, you know, and that is just, there's enough of that. Click Millionaires is friendly, and so is Masterminds, you know, the smaller private forum I run, the upgraded version of Click Millionaires. Friendly is the first word, and all these smiley faces prove that's working, so thank you. All right, now let's get to some questions. Those of you who've been hanging on, let's see, who do we have questions from here? Sherry. Sherry has written in. Her question has to do with affiliate marketing and blogging. Smile, everyone. Charles, thank you. All right. Thank you, Jim, for confirming you understood what I was saying there. I appreciate that. All right. So Sherry's question is about affiliate marketing and blogging. And guys, you could put some questions in the chat room, of course, too. Those of you who are live get priority, but let's nail a couple at least. Sherry says, my question has to do with affiliate marketing and blogging. I've never done either and need advice on how and where to start. Do you have any recommendations for web hosting, or should I use a free web blogging site like Blogger? I'm also considering joining a network marketing company. Do you have any experience or suggestions? And are there any affiliates you would recommend and any that you would not recommend? Okay, that's 5 questions at the same time. So let's start with this. Any recommendations for web hosting? Web hosting these days, Sherry, is pretty much a commodity. There's lots of good web hosts. I recommend Bluehost. If you like Bluehost, please use the affiliate links on clickmillionaires.com to support our efforts there and the charities that we support. Bluehost is a good one. There's plenty of others, but you can look on the recommendations tab, which if you're watching right now is kind of up there on your browser, recommendations. There's one, you do that pull down, and there's a recommendation for Bluehost. But there's plenty of others, and this is a great topic to talk about in the forum if you'd like. Should you use a free web blogging site like Blogger? No. Full stop. Well, sorry. If you have no money and you're brand new to internet marketing, go ahead. Start on Blogger. Get your feet wet. Learn how to do a little HTML. Learn what a domain name is. You know, that kind of stuff. But don't do the full throttle, full investment sort of thing. Get your feet wet. You know, maybe use a made-up name or your third best idea, not your first best. That's a fine way to experiment. But if you're serious about this, pay for a real website. And I'm not talking thousands of dollars. I'm talking like an $8.95 a month hosting contract, okay? If you can't make $9 a month, you don't have a business. $9 a month, that's less than you could spend on a sandwich. So I know a lot of you don't have a lot of money, and I understand that, and that's what I'm working to help you with, but you got to spend at least a little, or nobody will take you seriously. So that's the problem with Blogger websites, or any of those free sites. Anybody that visits a website, they're looking for credibility. And if they scroll down at the bottom, it says, this free website powered by jimswebsites.com, out of there. There's no way I'm giving my credit card to a site that looks like that. Sherry's next question, joining a network marketing company. Do I have any experience or suggestions? Yeah, I'd stay away. I've tried for years to figure out network marketing, and there's a whole chapter about it actually in Click Millionaires. I would love to hear otherwise. I would love to hear from those of you who have had real success with this. But as far as I can tell, network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever they're calling it this week, is a pyramid scheme. The people at the top make a bunch of money, and they are primarily fueled by new recruits. So they have a great pitch because that's what they're selling. They pretend they're selling detergent or chocolate or legal services or phone contracts, but what they're really selling is signing up more and more members, and that member is you, Sherry, you. So I would be very careful about network marketing. I would be thrilled to be disabused if I'm being unfair here. Please, somebody correct me in the forum, but I've looked a lot and I haven't found anything that really strikes me as a real opportunity in network marketing. That being said, there is a chapter, it's chapter 16 or 17 in Click Millionaires, where I interview a top network marketer, and she had some very good insights about how to market a network marketing product if you're already committed to multi-level marketing. And it turns out it's kind of like internet marketing, not surprisingly, right? Because internet marketing is cheaper and more cost-effective than most any other kind of marketing in history. So if you're already sold on it, then I would read that chapter 17. If you're new to this, let's talk about it in the forum. Okay, and then Sherry has a question about affiliates. Are there any affiliates you would recommend? I actually have a very exciting announcement, which isn't even on my agenda. Let me write this down to talk about in a few minutes. I'm finally launching an affiliate program, guys. I finally have gotten this together. and I'm going to write this down to cover this a little later. If you would like to make some money representing products that I have, I'm finally launching an affiliate program in conjunction with ClickBank, and we'll be publicizing that in the next couple weeks, and I guess we can talk about it a bit here today if you're interested. Watch the forum regardless. I'll be blogging about it soon, but I'd love to have your help, and that's the one I'd recommend, Sherry. Other than that, it's very specific about what your niche is and that sort of thing, so please come into the forum and ask us there. Give us some more specifics, and we'll help you as much as we can, of course. Okay, so let's check in with the chat room here, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey, if you're tuning in late, this is the Click Millionaires 2,000 members party. Hooray! I was going to light off some firecrackers or something, but I thought that would probably really hurt your ears. so we won't do that. But I'm happy to have you here, and I hope you appreciate all the work that our team has done to allow you to be here. It's not just me by any means, and there's a lot of people working hard on this, and we appreciate you being here and hope you're getting something out of it. So let me check back over here to the chat room. Ted says, I need more Click Millionaires books and some of the others. Any multi-pack deals? Well, that's a good idea, Fred. Let me think. No. My books are all published by a real publisher. I'm not self-publishing or vanity publishing or any of that. So the American Management Association controls my book rights, and they, if you want to buy like 1,000 of them, I'm sure they can give you a discount, but I'm guessing that's not what you're talking about. But if you can buy, if you buy several, I'll give $5 for every copy to charity. That's not a bad deal, I would think, right? That's more than I'm making, and I'd be happy to do that in large quantity if you'd like. And if there's more than that you need, then go ahead. Post something in the forum, and we'll work something out. And this is designed to help you, and I appreciate your interest and support. Let's see. Welcome, Guillermo. Just showed up. Karen says. Let's see. Karen Harold says, I'm thinking with 2,000 members, we should be friending, following, liking everyone on their social media sites to connect with each other. Yes! Thank you, Karen. If you haven't seen yet the caravans on clickmillionaires.com, please come on in. We have a Twitter caravan, a YouTube caravan, a Facebook caravan, and I promote them every month or so, but they get lost, with the constant new posts, they get lost. But go into the social media section at clickmillionaires.com in the forum, and we have many, many members there, tweeting for each other, liking each other, following, friending, all this stuff. Of course your participation would be welcome, Karen, and I'm surprised and sorry that you didn't know about that. So caravans are what you're looking for, or use the search box. I should say, by the way, there's a great search tool right up here. The site is big enough now with 2,000 of you and over a year's worth of forum posts, plus my blog posts. The site is big enough now it can be hard to find things. But this search box right up here is a custom Google search engine that indexes everything on the website. Whenever you're thinking about something, you're confused or wondering if anybody's talked about this before, use that search box, and it's very good. It's Google, right? So go in there, and it's restricted just to my sites. So you'll find stuff very quickly, including the Facebook caravan, the YouTube caravan, and the Twitter caravan. And I think we might have even had a Pinterest caravan a while back. So we'd be happy to do that. Karen, good idea, and thanks for bringing that up. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sheila, for the updates here. Okay, Loretta. Google Hangouts. Yes. Well, actually, Google Hangouts are great. I use Google Hangouts for my Masterminds program, right? Masterminds, if those of you who don't know, is a smaller version of Click Millionaires. There's not 2,000. There's more like 100 people, and I'm there every day. So clickmillionaires.com, you see me maybe once, twice a week, maybe 3 times. In Masterminds, I'm there constantly, and I work directly with you personally, including in Hangouts. And these are small Hangouts. It's me plus 5 or 6 members at a time, and we talk where we can all see each other, so it isn't just one way like this. And I'd encourage all of you to upgrade to Masterminds if you'd like more personal attention from me, plus another really friendly, really smart, great bunch of entrepreneurs who'd be happy to meet you and help you, just like at clickmillionaires.com, but in a smaller, more private setting. So that's another link up here, Masterminds, upgrade to Masterminds. Check that out. It's $39 a month. Of course, there's a free trial, and I'd love to meet you and get to know more of you even more closely so that I can help you figure out how to do this money-making thing online too. All right. Let's see. Okay, Fred says, thanks, $5 to charity works for me. Super. Thanks, Fred. Well, I'd be happy to do it, and I will do it. Okay. Next, Karen says, Loretta says, write that down. Oh, cool. We should be doing it more. Yes, absolutely more. Yes. Participation. I came up with a new phrase, guys. Participation leads to monetization. Your participation leads to monetization. If you think that you can do this by yourself, you're really making it harder than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be that hard. Come into the forum, ask those questions. What's a good domain name? How do I find a niche? How do I do email? What's an autoresponder? What should I do on YouTube? How should I search engine optimize my site? We'll help you. You can spend weeks noodling around, delaying your success, or researching on Google, researching, and not make a penny. Come on in. We'll accelerate your success, but you have to participate to do that. Even watching and reading isn't going to do it. Come in and post, and you'll get interaction. And that's what sparks those little neurons between your ears and gets things moving for you. Okay, Lori says, go for masterminds. Thanks, Lori. Great. Okay, next up, Brenda says, I have a domain name, but I do not plan to use it until the spring. I'm now wondering if I need to find another company for the hosting. So if one goes out of business, I still have something to work with. What are your thoughts on this matter? From Brenda in Kentucky. Thank you, Brenda, for writing in. Well, your domain name isn't going to go anywhere, so I wouldn't worry about that. The question is, I guess, who did you register with? Is this company so sketchy that you think they're going to be out of business in 6 or 8 months? That's a little worrisome. Quick note for domain purchasers, you can't transfer a newly registered domain for at least 60 days. So since you asked me this question today, Brenda, or late last night actually in the forum, maybe this is a new domain, but after 60 days, if you're concerned about this, I would transfer the domain name away from this registrar, away from this hosting company, and go to a big name. I recommend GoDaddy, for example, or InternetMillionaireDomains.com is my reseller for GoDaddy names, Internet Millionaire Domains. So the profits from that go to support our charities and efforts here like everything else I do. You can transfer your name over there, and I promise you GoDaddy isn't going anywhere in the next 6 to 8 months or even a year. So that's what I would do. So my thought on this matter is put the domain somewhere where you are confident they'll still be around, and then you can do the hosting for the actual site itself, either with that registrar or somewhere else. I actually don't do any serving and hosting with GoDaddy. I have the domains all there, and they point to Bluehost, for example, or TypePad, or Ning, or any of the other services I use. And that's a good way to set things up, because then you have some redundancy. You control the domain name at the source, at the registrar, and then you also have hosting companies serving the actual files. And that way you have some backup in case one of them, God forbid, does disappear. But I always use big enough companies that I'm not worried about that. Saving money on hosting and domains, or any of this stuff, frankly, I often say it's kind of like cheap sushi. Cheap sushi sounds like a good deal, but it turns out not a bargain. Okay, so cheap sushi and cheap hosting and cheap registrars, I'd be real careful about. I hope that's helpful, Brenda. Thanks for writing in. All right, let me talk a little bit more here about. Let's see. Charles says, I agree with Scott. I get tons of great info with one post on the forum. Thanks, Charles. Let's talk about the prizes, right? I promised prizes. Let's get to it. Everybody who's here today, there's dozens of you here in the chat room, and if you listen in the podcast later, I want to hook you guys up. I'm thrilled to have you all here. I'm glad all 2,000 of you haven't shown up, I'll have to admit. But here's what I want you to do. If you'd like a copy of one of my books, maybe one of the ones you don't have, like I said, or this nifty Click Millionaires journal, I would love, first of all, for you to go and buy some copies of Click Millionaires at Amazon.com. And I'll give $5 for every copy you buy to charity. I'll talk about those charities in a minute, but I would love your support to spread the word, okay? That's what I'm asking. Now here's what I'm giving. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything, all right? I'm doing this because I want to help you guys. That's what I'm asking. What I'd like to give you is free copies of the books you don't have, so you can round out your Scott Fox library, or some of the special reports that I have at scottfoxshop.com. In fact, I should say, if those of you who haven't never looked to scottfoxshop.com, there's a bunch of stuff in there. There's even a summer sale on right now on different special reports and things that I think could be helpful for you, including private coaching calls with me. You know, I do private calls with people. In fact, I have one about an hour after we end the show here. And I do several of these a week. I can't do too many, so I have to charge real money for them, but I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one if that's what you need. And that's often really helpful to people. I've never had anybody ask for their money back, put it that way. Okay, so the prizes, how do you get them? Go to the blog post on clickmillionaires.com, the special event blog post about the 2,000 member party, the one that you probably saw on the homepage or that you got in your email box last night when we were promoting this. I've added a link there that goes to a special form. And this form will allow you to fill out your name and address and what prize you would like for free. That's right, free. All right, so those of you who are here live can go do that. You don't have to do it right this second. You can stay tuned in. We'll leave that, and those of you in the podcast, we'll leave that up for a day or two, okay? Maybe, yeah, a couple days. So the podcast gets a chance to get out into iTunes and everything. And I want to help you guys, all right? And I'd appreciate your help in return. But even if you don't have any help left in you, your mouse finger's broken, then you can, well, you're not going to be able to get to the prize page if your mouse is broken, I guess. But anyway, go fill out the form, and I'm going to hook you up. Seriously. No strings attached. Okay, next question. Let's see. Fred asked about how to narrow down a niche. Fred, awesome question. Beatrice, similar question. I have a new website. What's the best way to attract business and traffic? Fantastic questions, guys. Those are too big for me to answer. I've written whole books on those topics. Okay, let's be more specific. The best way to find a niche, Fred, I would go through the checklists that are in this book. The Click Millionaires book is full of this. And there's a niche business identification checklist on clickmillionaires.com. I think you actually commented on that page this morning. And then post in the forum, and we'll help you. The question's too big for me to answer here because it's really about you. There isn't some abstract process. And then the same answer for you, Beatrice. I'm thrilled to see you here again. But this book, my second book, eRiches 2.0, this is about attracting traffic. So as you can see, I'm not going to be able to summarize this 70,000 words in the next 5 minutes here on the show. But I'd love to help you. In fact, I spent a year writing this book to help you. So in fact, here you go, Beatrice. Go fill out the form I just mentioned. Ask me for a copy of this, and I'll send it to you. All right? There's my answer. That's a good answer, isn't it? All right. I'm making this up as we go. Okay. Let's see. Charles says, I bought every book, but I do need to pick up a journal. Well, great. Pick it up, Charles. Of course, you can buy these. I think they're $12.95 in the store, but I'll send you one. You're a long-term and friendly member. I'd be happy to send you one as part of our birthday celebration. Well, I think we're going to do this every year, all right? But I think by next year, you guys got to help me get what's a good goal. I don't know. We got 2,000 this year, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000. I don't know. I'd love to see 10,000. But, you know, it's up to you guys, really. I can't do this all, so if you can help me, let's see. I'll make you a promise. Let's see. If we can get to 10,000 members next year, I'll give away something. I don't know. I'll give away a bunch of iPads or something. Okay. So, but this is a team effort, and I appreciate you guys being here. And I appreciate these questions too. Okay. Let's see. Kathy says, I checked out the newsletters you have listed in your book and on the site, but I would like to review more. Is there a directory of them or some way to search for them? No, Kathy, good question. We're always looking for good information. That, again, perfect question for the forum. Come and ask. Hey, other members, what are you guys reading where you're finding value? That kind of information exchange is better. You know, I can give you my current favorites, but that might not necessarily fit what you are looking for, Kathy. So, you know, if you're particularly interested in, you know, you're a personal trainer and you want that kind of stuff, or you are an e-commerce, you're selling things online, or you're a coach, or you're a chiropractor, I mean, you know, tell us a little bit about you. And with 2,000 members, we'll be able to suggest some stuff that isn't just generically good, but perfect for Kathy. And that's the beauty of the forum situation. So come on again. Charles says, video cut to an advertisement. Can you explain again where the forum is located? Sure. Go to clickmillionaires.com. Read my blog. In fact, I'd love it if you guys read my blog more. The forum gets most of the activity, of course, but the blog is the center column, kind of in the middle of the page, not right at the top, but sort of in the middle of the page. And I spend a lot of time and energy posting stuff there that I think is helpful to you guys. So if you could read those and comment on them, that would be really helpful. Share them on Facebook, Twitter, etc., the usual drill. But the link for this is in the post about the 2,000 members party, Charles. It's at the bottom. And I'd be happy to have you guys fill it out. And happy to have you here. Lori says 20,000. Well, Lori, that would be fantastic, and I think it would help a lot of people too. So I'm crossing my fingers. I like your positive thinking. Next up, let's talk about, what time is it? It's okay. We got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes left. Don says, I have, let's see, what's a good one here next? Don says, I have an offline part-time business in real estate investing. It requires a lot of my focus, and I also have a blog that discusses this work that I do offline, and I have 25 years in this business focusing in a couple of real estate-related niches. Let's see, I have enough experience to write articles, etc. to keep the blog interesting. My question is, will my readers expect me to continue to engage in the offline activity of investing in real estate to show that I continue to do what I write about? Okay, that's a very thoughtful question, Don. So to summarize, Don is an expert in a business and he wants to blog about it, but he's thinking that the blogging might take so much of his time he won't be that active in the business anymore. So does he need to keep being active in the business to be credible? Well, Don, I suppose that depends on how you blog, right? But my gut would be no. You've got 25 years of doing this. That means you must have done okay. And if you've done okay in real estate, that probably means you've got enough money that you're not worried about paying your mortgage each month. At least I hope so. So I would think if you have a good About Us page, you know, your bio basically that describes who you are and why you're active in this and why people should listen to you, your credibility should be pretty safe. And beyond that, I've found that on the internet, well, like in real life, I guess, but especially on the internet, people aren't ever going to meet you. They're going to take their cues from what they see on the website. So if the website looks professional, you've got a nice professional looking shot of you, a photo I mean, and you discuss who you are and why you're there, that's probably enough. In my experience, new entrepreneurs online spend far too much time worrying about their credibility. Far too much. The effort needs to go into the content. The content will speak for itself. And Don, if you put up 5 or 6 good articles, or even good photos that show what your perspective on real estate, that's going to speak louder than any credibility you're supposedly bringing to the table. So I would focus on blogging, sharing your expertise, and it will speak louder than anything you try to do by trying to continue activities that you actually don't want to do anymore. And the odds are, if you're actively blogging, people are going to be commenting, emailing you with questions. You're going to keep your feet in the water, or whatever the metaphor is. You're going to be involved in real estate investing anyway. So I would not see this nearly as so black and white as you're in or you're out of the active real estate investing business. And this advice goes for everybody. Blogging about something is being active in that field, right? By blogging, by definition, you're reading the latest news, you're writing about it, you're thinking about it, you're taking questions and comments from the audience. You are fully engaged in the activity anyway. So, and in fact, more opportunities might come to you. I wouldn't be at all surprised if you do this for 6 months or a year and you start getting inquiries of people want you to join their investing syndicates, right? The best way to establish your credibility these days, the Instant Expert Program, I should mention that. There's an Instant Expert Program outlined in this Click Millionaires book. There's 10 steps to being an expert online, and one of the big ones, not surprisingly, is blog about your stuff. Blog about what you want to be an expert about. And you can establish yourself quickly. So Don, I wouldn't overthink this. I'd just get on with it. You spent 25 years establishing your credibility. Anybody wants to argue with you, I'm sure you could go toe-to-toe and prove it indefatigably, if that's, I think I said that right. Conclusively, how's that? You could conclusively prove that you're an expert. Don't sweat it, man. You're not at the country club trying to impress other real estate millionaires. You're on the internet. You could be a dog and have a good website and people will believe you. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. Okay. Let's see. Now I want to talk for a second about the charities that we're going to support with the donations that I'm going to make when you guys buy these books, okay? ClickMillionaires.com, on sale now at Amazon.com. And I should say, by the way, if you want to buy the other books, maybe you didn't like Click Millionaires, you want to buy E-Riches 2.0 or Internet Riches, you know, that's fine too. Send us the receipts, $5, charity donation to your choice. And when you fill out the form, it will tell you, it will offer you the opportunity to tell me which charity you'd like the check to go to. So I'm giving the money, but you get to tell me where to send the check, okay? $5 for every copy purchased. So what are the charities? The charities, there's 3 choices. And these are 3 choices, as you'll see, that are close to my heart and hopefully close to yours as well. 1, Junior Achievement. Junior Achievement is a nationwide organization, and perhaps even worldwide, that helps youngsters, usually I think like 10 to 14 years old and then into high school, learn about starting businesses. It's an entrepreneurship organization that's existed for decades. I've participated in some of their programs. I've donated my speaking fees to them before. Very classy organization. They help kids understand business. I think this is critically important. The 21st century is not about working for somebody else. It's about working for yourself. And Junior Achievement helps arm young people with the tools they need to understand business concepts and start making money for themselves instead of being dependent on a job. All right, that's choice number 1. And I should also mention, I was introduced to Junior Achievement by my mother, who participated in those programs when she was a young woman, and she now, if you've read my books, you know she's a successful internet entrepreneur herself. By far the most technically sophisticated and talented internet entrepreneur in her knitting group or her book group. Go Mom. All right, so Junior Achievement is choice number 1. Choice number 2 is the Red Cross. As of course you know, the Red Cross helps people worldwide in disasters. They do blood drives. There's no one who's listening to this now or later or watching you on YouTube or wherever you're encountering this broadcast that has not been touched by the Red Cross. The blood drives alone save countless lives every year, and I'm sure that they've helped someone you know personally and maybe even yourself, like they've helped me and helped my life. Third, and my personal favorite, is the Click Millionaires College Scholarship Fund. I've been running a college scholarship fund personally for, it's been almost, I think it's been 20 years now. I started when I was quite young. The first big chunk of money I made as a young investment banker in New York, I set up a foundation. This is a private foundation, and I give college scholarships to kids from inner city Detroit. I grew up in the inner city of Detroit in a very disadvantaged environment, and managed to graduate successfully, put myself through college and grad school, and do lots of other exciting things which you might be aware of if you read my books and you listen to this show. And I've been going back to my old high school in the ghetto for decades now, and helping at least partially other kids to escape the cycle of poverty that is unfortunately very prevalent in Detroit. So if you'd like to check that one, I appreciate, excuse me, I'd appreciate giving money to that one as well. So your choice, all 3 good causes. And I should note, by the way, that all the activity that we do on clickmillionaires.com, the affiliate ads you click on, when you buy my books, when you book private coaching calls with me, when you upgrade to masterminds, any of that stuff, the profits of that go to support this foundation that gives college scholarships to kids who really need it. So that's how you can help me help others, and I hope that you'll appreciate those opportunities and buy a bunch of books. Okay, so okay, all right. Now what's going on in the chat room here? Let's check in with all our folks who are with me today. Lori, Charles, Nigel, Fred, Guillermo, Lori, yes. Okay, here's one from Fred. Scott, how best should I attract brick and mortar small businesses to your books and website via our Chamber of Commerce? That's a great one, Fred. Actually, will you post that on the forum? I would love to give that some more thought. I haven't really thought that through. I've got one quick answer, but that we should talk about that more. And I appreciate the support, really. One thing is that I posted recently in the forum, and this was for a Chamber of Commerce in Texas, actually. I don't know how many of you noticed this, but I will do speeches remotely for free to civic organizations, to high school and college classes, nonprofit groups, things like that, even meetups. You know, if you've got 15 or 20 people who are interested in this sort of thing, I mean, not just a random group of people, but people who are interested in the kinds of things I can help with, I'm happy to help. And there's a post on my blog, and maybe we should surface this, or maybe somebody can find it and remind me to put it on the homepage again. I will speak via Skype, just like this. I can come in and we can do a webcast, and I'll take questions from your friends and try to help. I did this in League City, Texas just about 3 weeks ago. And they had a luncheon there, and they had a nice luncheon, and all their members came and they had lunch, and then I was the after lunch speaker. And I came right here, just like I stood right here using the same camera, and they put me on a big screen, and it was really great. They asked questions, and I was able to talk to them, and it didn't cost them anything. You know, a lot of civic organizations and nonprofits don't have the money to fly speakers in. And, you know, I get paid to speak. The last big speech I gave was in Istanbul, Turkey. You know, I keynoted a big conference, right? So that's a thing for me. But I'm happy to do it without all the travel time if it can help you guys and help others that you know. So, Fred, that might be one way. If your organization is looking for a speaker, I'd be and it's a real thing, right? I'm not trying to force this on you, but if people are actually interested, I'd be happy to try to help. And then we can talk more about it in the forum also. Of course, buying the books and giving them to people, it always works too. All right. Our next question is from Henrietta. Henrietta said, I've been a publisher for a long time, but never dealt with the advertising side of my publications. In your book, you described signing up for services which could provide advertisers for my site. But is there any way of vetting which ads will appear? Thanks, from Henrietta in Oxford in the United Kingdom. Well, thanks for writing in, Henrietta. Yes, sure. There's lots of different kinds of advertising. I talk about 4 different levels. There's a great video somewhere on YouTube that I did a few years ago that explains these 4 levels. But the short answer is, if you, let me think the best way to summarize this. If you're picking individual ads, then obviously you don't have to let anybody on your site that you don't want to. And that applies to affiliate ads, sponsors, custom sponsorships, anything like that. Where the automatic ads show up is usually when you use a service like Google AdSense. And there you sign up for the Google service, you put their code on your site, and then ads show up automatically that are determined by the keywords that Google sees on your site. So it tries to show ads that it thinks are interesting and relevant to your content. Can you vet those? Yes, you can. You can go into Google in the AdSense settings, and you can add specific domain names to be blocked. And you can, there's even some boxes you can check, like you could prohibit tobacco ads or gambling or pornography. You know, those are obvious and easy ones you might want to prohibit. And you can also put in ads from specific competitors that you want to block as well. So yes, the answer is yes, Henrietta, and that's again something we can talk about more in the forum if you'd like, but that's very possible, and I would recommend that you do that. In fact, any of you that run AdSense ads, whenever you visit your own site, I'd recommend looking at the ads that show up, because I've run many sites over the years where we've been surprised sometimes to see a big competitor showing up. And you know, we might have something fun going on, like say this new members party or something that's attracting a bunch of traffic, and it turns out that it's surrounded by ads for a competitor. So you get this boost in traffic, and yet you've got these ads, and some of it's getting siphoned away by people that you really didn't want to send traffic to. So that's something worth considering for all of you that are running services where the ads are installed automatically, which in most cases is AdSense. Okay, let's see, what else? Now, I'm going to talk about our new affiliate program in a minute, and let me point out that affiliates at clickmillionaires.com is where I'd like you to send me a quick email if you're interested. I'm going to be looking for some testers, people that are serious about affiliate marketing, especially if you know something about affiliate marketing, especially using the ClickBank system. If you could email us at affiliates@clickmillionaires.com, I'd love to put you on our little beta team, and we're going to be announcing that affiliate program pretty soon. Okay. Sheila, thank you. Sheila found the free keynote speaker posting there. Thank you very much, Sheila. And okay, good. So now what do we got here? We got about 10 minutes left. Okay, and we're gonna have to wrap this up on time because the podcast will cut out in exactly 10 minutes. So let's talk about what else? Well, let me talk about that affiliate program. The affiliate program is going to be for Easy Graphics Maker. Easy Graphics Maker is the program that I recently offered to you guys real cheap. I think we gave it to you for $9.95 or something for that first week. A fantastic program. If you haven't seen it already, go over to easygraphicsmaker.com, and you can create sales graphics, honestly, more quickly and easily than I ever thought possible. They look really good. You don't have to pay for Photoshop. You don't have to pay a designer to keep tweaking your copy and your graphics each time. It helps you create testimonials and headlines and bullet point boxes and buy buttons, all the cool stuff that you need to make a really good looking sales page. And it's really cheap, and a lot cheaper, obviously, than doing each of those graphics separately with the designer. So Easy Graphics Maker has been really popular. I've sold a bunch of them, and we thought, well, why don't we turn this into an affiliate product so that the Click Millionaires can enjoy it too. And you are going to all be invited soon, but I'd love some testers first, as I said. If you think you have an audience that might be interested in an easy-to-use graphics program, then email us at affiliates@clickmillionaires.com, and I'll be happy to set you up with one of the logins, and we'll test this out, and hopefully we'll announce it to everybody in a couple weeks, and then you guys can make some money. In fact, you'll make $25 for every license for this you sell. 25 bucks every time. So obviously, if you sell a bunch of those, that can add up quite quickly. So that's an affiliate program that's coming your way soon, and I hope you'll all check that out. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. Easy Graphics Maker is it's an awesome program. Seriously, I use it myself all the time. Making new graphics was one of the big pains of being an internet entrepreneur, and this has made it so much easier. I really recommend it to all of you. Even if you don't want to be an affiliate, go to easygraphicsmaker.com, and I think you'll see that it's a valuable resource. All right. Let's see. I saw Kevin says it's affiliates, plural, affiliates at clickmillionaires.com. Thank you, Kevin, for clarifying. I'm talking too fast. I'm excited. 2,000 of you. My goodness. Who would have thought? Okay. Now, we've got a bunch more questions here, and I've got to say, unfortunately, we're going to run out of time. You see, I've got a whole bunch more here from you folks, and I'm happy to answer them. I think the best thing to do is, if I haven't gotten to your question, head into the forum and post them there, okay? Like this one from Karen. You said, this is a big question, how to monetize blogs and increase engagement on social media, which will drive users to your website and ultimately lead to income. Fabulous question, Karen. How many hours have you got, right? So again, let's break that into pieces. Monetizing blogs is one question. How to increase engagement on social media, that's a separate question. Driving users to your website, well, that's a big question, but kind of separate also. Each of those is a separate thing. We need you to break those down into bite-sized pieces, and we'll be happy to help you. And appreciate your participation, Karen, because I know you've been active with us for a while, and I'd love to see you get those caravans hopping again, okay? Let's, even if you even if you have already participated, and this is true with any of the topics that you think are valuable on clickmillionaires.com in our forum, go in and post something new, and it will bump it back onto the homepage, and that will get more attention, right? Don't just let it slip away. Go find it and say, hey, any updates on this? Or, you know, I just did this. And a little post like that will keep things moving again. All right. Okay, there's another offer on the homepage I want to talk about, and then we'll talk about the prizes again. I also wanted to mention, if you like this kind of coaching and fun environment, I really would think about upgrading to masterminds. The profits go to charity, but it's a smaller group, okay? I'm not trying to sell you, I'm just telling you. 2,000 people is fun. Like I said, I've never seen so many smiley faces in a chat room, and I love it. But if you'd really like my expertise, as well as more direct coaching from me and other advanced members, Masterminds is 39 bucks a month, and we do this kind of video thing in a small group Google Hangout. It can really get you moving, okay? It can get you moving faster. There's only one of me. I can't scale to help everybody at the level I'd like to, so that's why I've set it up this way. ClickMillionaires.com. Anybody can come. Lots and lots of people helping each other. But when you're ready to step it up a level, the Masterminds group can help you a lot. And it's got a money-back guarantee, right? So it's 39 bucks a month, and if you don't feel like it's valuable, then quit. Okay? Just quit. Okay. Now, I said I was going to talk about, what else I said I was going to talk about? Oh, the other offer on the homepage. Right. Okay, the other offer on the homepage is website tune-up community clinics. One of the best things we can do is to help you with your website by giving you feedback, especially when you're new to website design or you have a new website that isn't getting much customer traffic. It's hard to get a real answer about what's wrong. So I run a service called expertwebsitereviews.com, and I'll actually do a custom video for you if that's helpful to you. Or I'll personally go through bit by bit your website and help you figure out how to redesign it. But the free version of this is at clickmillionaires.com. Now there's a post on the homepage on my blog about how you can get a free website tune-up community clinic. And this means that we will officially take your website and you'll fill out a little questionnaire, kind of like that prize form that a bunch of you are probably filling out right now. You can fill out some information about your site, and we'll post it in the forum. Sheila will help me, hopefully, as she's done such a great job of, and we'll post that in the forum and make it an official activity so that you'll get lots of feedback and ideas about how to improve your website. This kind of feedback normally costs thousands of dollars, right? You'd have to set up a focus group or hire some usability consultants, and that stuff's expensive. But if you're a ClickMillionaires.com member, you can visit this blog post, figure out, and we'll put you on the waiting list. We've got people signing up to do this, and we'll feature your website. This is something that's free to you guys. I'd love to see more of you take advantage of. It's a great opportunity to get feedback that you really need, because you get so close to your site, sometimes you can't see how ugly it is or how confusing it is, right? And a third-party objective feedback is more valuable than you can imagine. Believe me, I've built websites for big celebrities, I've built websites for Fortune 500 companies, and even the most sophisticated group can be blindsided by their own assumptions. And these website tune-up community clinics are another way that I'm trying to help you guys all become Click Millionaires. All right? So our last point, I guess, is prizes. The prizes are waiting for you at the ClickMillionaires.com. And you've got to be a member of ClickMillionaires.com, by the way, to redeem these prizes. So if you're listening to this later in the podcast or you run across this, some other place online, one of the questions on the forum is, what's the URL of your page as a member at ClickMillionaires.com, all right? Because the point of today's show is saying thank you to those of you who have helped us build this community. So if you are a member, go fill out that form, and I'll send you books for free. I will, really. I'll send you this for free. If you're feeling more generous or you want to do the win-win-win thing, I'd love to have you, of course, go to Amazon and buy a couple of these, give them to your friends, and I'll lose money on that too. That's okay. I'm trying to build something that I think is important here, and I appreciate the fact that so many of you seem to think it's important too. Click Millionaires is just still a toddler, and I'd like to see it grow into a healthy, vigorous adolescent who's all over social media helping people help themselves, because that's what it's going to take to make it these days. All the corporate job and 25 years of job security is just gone. All of you have a right to a better future than that, and that's why I write, that's why I run these sites, that's why I give away all this stuff. I've been lucky, I've been blessed, and I'm trying to help you get to the same place so that you can do what you want, when you want to do it, and share your gift with the world. That's what we're here to do. What's your gift? Come on in the forum. We'll figure out two gifts. One is the gift I'm going to send you, and the other is the gift that you have between your ears that you can share with other people to help make the world a better place. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you're all still with me. Looks like we've kept a lot of you here for an hour now. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your support. I hope you know I mean that. And if my smiling and talking about it incessantly doesn't prove it, hopefully my giving away a bunch of money and prizes will. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Please tell your friends. Please go buy some books and let me know how I can help you. Come on into the forum, clickmillionaires.com. Participation leads to monetization. That's my new theme, participation. And I mean your participation, not some abstract participation. And I don't mean reading. I mean participating. So thanks for being here. I hope to see you all again in the forum right now. See you again soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your help and your support.